But you have come unto Mount Zion. This is what happened. This is what you are interfacing with when you come to prayers. And unto the city of the living God, the heavenly Jerusalem, to an innumerable company of angels, to the general assembly and the church of the firstborn, who are written in heaven, and to God, the judge of all, and to the spirit of just men made perfect. Go on. And unto Jesus, the mediator of the new covenant, and to the blood of sprinkling that speaks better things than that of Abel. Go on. Let me see one more verse. Now that's okay. That's where we come to. As a matter of fact, what Paul was writing there is just a summary of what we interface with. Nobody can actually totally put into one summary what we interface with when we meet with God. Because there are many things that are not known to man. Don't forget, eyes have not seen, ears have not heard, neither have they entered into the heart of any man the things that God prepared for those who love him. Another translation says those who wait for him, wait on him. And you know, waiting on him means praying to him, fasting. There is more to God than anybody has ever known. More to God than anybody has ever known. More to God than anybody has ever seen. As a matter of fact, Paul said it was translated to the third heaven at a time, that they had words that are not fit for man to speak out. Sometimes they will even be speaking some words that you cannot understand because they don't want you to understand it. Or because you have not grown to a point where you can actually understand it. That's the reason why, you see, the most holy place on earth is the place where somebody stands in awe of God to pray, to talk to God. It is not a small thing to God. Because that is actually, in the order of Jesus Christ, that is actually where he wants everybody to come to. He wants us to come to. You can never tell what happens to you. You can never tell which of these ones, start from verse 22 again. You can never tell which of these ones, knock on you or embraces you. You can never tell. Whether it is Mount Zion that knocks on you, or the city of the living God, or heavenly Jerusalem, or innumerable company of angels. The word innumerable company of angels say angels that are too many for anybody to number. Go on. And to the general assembly, the church of the firstborn, which are written in heaven, and to God, the judge of all, and the spirit of just men made perfect. You don't even know which one of them. And to Jesus, the mediator of the new covenant, to the blood of the sprinkling that speaketh better thing than that of. That's why you must always be serious when it is prayer time. Except God is giving you revelation or is directing you to write somebody something or to see something. Don't take your phone. Take it very seriously. You get to, just like when you get to gym, you don't actually know in the gym when your flesh is turning to muscles. You don't actually know. You just know that sweat is coming out. All of a sudden, 3 months later, you are ripped. Or some people, just even 2.5 weeks, they are ripped. Depending on the intensity of what they are engaged in. So you see all the flesh that Pastor David has now. If I go to gym, in no time, everywhere is, 6-pack here. So you don't actually know how demons move out of you. How evil marks move out of you. It is not everything, and I'm going to get there. It is not everything there is to your life that you can know. So there are some covert operations that God does when you're in the place of prayers. Because if everything that is to your life, you know it, you will die. You prefer to not be alive. Somebody was showing me the other day some of the things God told her about herself. As he says, he told God, I am finished. It is even better that somebody dies. How is it that everything like this? I said, that's your level. They just showed you small. They cannot show you everything. Just like, for instance, if through microscope, You know all the jams that are around where you're seated. You know you won't go to any church. You won't go to any place because you're always surrounded. And I know some of you like saying up that your chicken will fall immediately you pick it. They say under 5 seconds of your chicken, a piece of chicken falling down is already covered with germs. Pharmaceutical chemist. It's already covered with germs. I don't think that if something precious, the blood of Jesus covers. Are you listening to? Not to not talk about, opening your food for some time. And then you see just get there. Especially Gary, you just put it in the mouth. We don't even know. Everything that is to your life cannot be revealed to you. So there are some clandestine. There are some covert operations that God does. That as you just get into the place of prayers, He is the one that is the one the Bible says unto Him that is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all we think and ask, according to the power that is at work in us. There are many things that your life is lined up with from the past and to the future. And that is the reason why constantly you must engage prayers. Because what we do not know, God knows. What we cannot handle, God handles. There are some things that will be revealed to you. You don't have faith to survive it. There are times, some of us, cancer has eaten us. But it was also taken away. You remember Psalm 103? Bless the Lord, O my soul. And everything that is within me, bless His holy name. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all His benefits. The Lord who forgives my iniquities and heal my diseases. Both the known and the unknown. Somebody said that when you sneeze, that you die for a few seconds. So you say, I don't want to sneeze again. No. There's a supply of life that resuscitates you. There is no scientist that can yet know everything there is to life. Just like people who dive into the ocean. You can't know everything in the ocean. You can't. You can't. Some other things multiply again after you think we have gotten to the end of it. They multiply. There are fishes that look like human beings with the head of human, and they are not man-made. I've seen some of them with dentition of a human being, good teeth that you can actually remove their teeth to replace the teeth of human being. I've seen some of them, some fish, some sea animals look like gorilla. So when we come to God, a lot of things happen. That's why go often. Paul said, pray without ceasing. Do what? Go often is the number one rule of prayer. You want your prayer to be answered. You remember the woman in Luke chapter 18. She kept going. And the judge said, lest he wearies me up. You know, some of you will pray for some time and say, oh, I'm just so tired of you never know the extent of the thing that are arranged against you from the past to the future. You never know. You just see somebody, because the person quickly pray and prayer is answered, and goes and say, why is my own not like that? We don't all have the same journey. And we don't all have the same number of intercessors. Some people have been battling for them, praying for them over the years. A little prayer now in the church like this, things just happen. You, all your life, all the people arranged around your life are people who have been cursing you. The devil knows you have a great destiny. So he arranged an array of cursers. People who can delay people's destiny, who will speak words. And they've been speaking evil words right from your lineage. Every friend speaking one word or the other. Everybody speaking whatever. So this woman kept going. There are some people, they will go once and the judge will grant their wishes. But this woman, that was not her case. But however, she was not going to let go of her case. I can't forget how Bishop Waleke told us how prayers should be. He said, prayers must change your bad to good, from your good to your better, from your better to your best, from your best to your glory, from your glory to your glory, non-stop. So you stay at it until things change. You must go often into prayers. Number one. Number two, you must go long. Prepare for a guerrilla warfare until things change. You know the meaning of guerrilla warfare? That's what Ukraine is doing with Russia. Otherwise, they will have just submitted the first day Russia came. Even Russia itself is feeling it. There's another sect in Russia that has carved themselves out. They call them mercenary. That are tormenting within Russia, fighting against each other. Ukraine just stayed there and said, you will have to kill every single person here for us to surrender. I'm sure Vladimir Putin didn't think that it was going to be like this. You know, some of us give us too easily about every aspect of life. You go often to the place of prayer. There was a man. He was so powerful. There was no sick person he ever prayed for that was never healed. They call him Smetuguso. Every 30 minutes he goes back to prayer. He said he doesn't know how to stay too long in prayer, like 3 hours, 4 hours, but every 30 minutes he goes back. After every 1 hour, they say he goes back, he read one chapter of New Testament. He's on the go. He's pay as you go that he was doing. And the man's life was so immersed with the life of Christ. Don't say I've been praised. The more I pray, the more they sleep with me in the dream. The more that is a day. All these things are going to be cleansed off. Say amen. That's a day all the gates are going to be locked. You know, we're talking about lift up your head so you get and be lifted up your everlasting doors. Lift up your head, you get and lift. You see that even in that place, they didn't say lift up your head so you get and be lifted up everlasting once. They said it twice. Maybe David's own is 2 times. Maybe if you have to write your own Bible, you will read and leave them your everlasting door about 1,000 times. Before you get to the whatever. David was even born in Israel. Are you listening to what I'm saying now? So we go often. We stay long as we can. Number 3 things about prayer. Stay intense with full concentration. Number 4. Each time we come into the place of prayer, conclude before you leave. Each time, each season of prayer, conclude. A prayer not concluded is still open for the devil's attack. Make sure you round off. You can't submit thesis without conclusion. Say, I've written it. Just the body of the thesis. You did introduction. You did the body. You didn't conclude. You say, I've written it. Each of the sections has the mark here marked for it. The conclusion wraps up everything. You pray to a point where you know that you have the petition of what you have asked the Lord concerning that point. The gates that have been opened, and you have the keys with you to go home with. Some people keep postponing their destinies because they pray to a point. They think they are interfacing with, they have not really concluded with it, that's out of prayers. Then you're going to start all over again. You must learn how to draw the net. Number 1, go often to the place of prayers. Stay long. Don't be in a hurry. It's a guerrilla warfare. Be intense. Conclude. Be intense. All the time be intense. Intense means, you know with all intention, you know what you're doing, and you are hitting the same point from several angles and the same angle from several points. You are focused. You are laser focused on what you are dealing with. One thing that happens is that if you have really dealt with an issue in the spirit realm, whether it takes 2 months, whether it takes 3 months, whether it takes 1 year for that issue to come by, any demon you have overcome, you have overcome. The spirit realm is that legal. Any demon you have overcome that demon. That demon does not have power over you anymore. But the one you have not overcome, there is no way. So you see, when we come to prayer, we come into many forces at the same time.